Hello, I'm gonna try to walk through how to install the speech parser on in Blender 2.92, the latest Blender. So basically, let's go to the parser itself, right? First, let's clean up because I already have it installed, so let's clean it up. Again, I'm using Linux, not Windows, so the procedure for Windows would be different. I'm just I don't have time to actually implement it for Windows. So anyway, it's open source. If anybody would like, they can make a fork and you know modify it. But anyway, so let's go to my Blender add-on directory, right? Um, and then it says 2.8 here, but it's not really 2.8. If you look at, if I go up one direct, actually, where here, right? I actually just point all my 2.92 config, or all the different versions of Blender to the original 2.80. The config doesn't change. So anyway, it's not really important, but just so that you don't get confused by the 2.80 here. We're working with 2.92. So anyway, so I'll go to 2.92, scripts, right, add-ons. All right, so let's remove BSP. Where's BSP? Let it be YASP. Yeah, it's right there. So right now I have it linked to somewhere else, but anyway, so I'll remove it. So let's do rm BYASP. Remove the symbolic link. Yes. All right. So now if I start Blender, right, and I go and there is no YASP here. If I go to, where is it, edit preferences, right, and I look for BYASP, it says it's there, but it's not, so I'm just gonna remove it now. It's gone, right? So let's clone it, right? I say right a lot. I should stop saying right. Okay, let's clone it. Let's go to code, copy GitHub right there, and then I'll go to, let's start another xterm, and then I'll go put it in my temp directory for now, just sort of anywhere, git clone, and then I'm gonna clone it here. Ideally, it should come with everything, so you wouldn't need to do anything to make it work except install it. So if you go into BYASP, right, in the YASP directory, you'll find that the Sphinx install is there, the YASP bin is there, everything. And if you go in any one of these guys, you'll see that it has all the different binaries and libraries, etc., that you require for YASP to run. So back in the add-on directory, then we'll make ln-s. This time let's make it to the right directory. Voila. Alright, you start Blender, then you go edit, edit preferences, you search for YASP, and it's right there. You enable it, and you should see it here. There are two tabs will appear. One is for the speech parsing, and one is for the fax rig stuff. Now, if you didn't install, or you didn't compile and install OpenFace and do all the jazz, you're not gonna be able to use this. But well, it doesn't matter. This tutorial is about getting YASP working, so forget about YASP. Anyway, YASP is right here, and it should work. You just bring in your model and you put in the rig name, etc., etc., and then it should work. I already have a tutorial on how to use it. There is one caveat. So if we go into is it fax process.py, there is a module that I use called Sippy. Now this guy is not installed in the Blender Python or the Python that comes packaged with Blender, so it doesn't come installed there. So you'll have to install it manually. What I usually do though, instead of having to modify the Blender Python, I have my own like installed Python 3, right? So if I do Python 3 dash dash version, right, I have 3.69, right? I also have Python 3.7, right? I keep saying right. So I have Python 3.7 as well. So what I do is I go to the Blender Python. Okay, so I have, sorry, I keep messing up. You have to install Sippy first. So the way you do that, you say pip3 install Sippy. Right? Oh, I said right. Okay, so it's installed Sippy right there. And now you want to point Blender to where Sippy is installed, and Sippy is installed in your local directory, so it will be cd home dot local python no share. Is it share python? No, I can't remember now. So I already have a link to it, so let's go to the Blender Python. So I have a quick shortcut to get there. You go to build Linux, bin 2.92, and then cd python, and then I would go in the lib directory. So this is sort of where you should end up. And if you look for site packages, go into Python 3.7, and then if you go into site packages, you'll see that I have a link to my .local lib Python 3.7 site packages, and in there you'll see, so if I go cd into site packages, which is really just going in this link right here, and I look for Sippy, you'll find it, Sippy, right there. Yeah, so once you do that, and you'll have, okay, let me actually spell out the steps. Once you go into your Python 3.7 library directory in your built or wherever you install Blender, you go into Python lib Python 3.7. That's the Python Blender uses. And then you find your site packages, right? You move it to some other name. I call site packages.old, and then after that you create a symbolic link to your site packages in your actual installation, Python 3.7 installation, your local Python 3.7 installation, right? So when you type Python 3.7, right, this is actually executing locally, not from the Blender directory. And then if you import Sippy here, it should work, right? If I exit and do which Python 3.7, you'll see that it's executing from your local directory and not from your Blender directory. When Blender runs, it actually uses the Blender Python, not this Python here. Anyway, so once you create a symbolic link, the Sippy import Sippy error will go away. That's it. And then you go Blender, you start Blender again. You'll see it might, spit out some stuff, but you don't see any sort of errors there saying couldn't find Sippy. and you should see your yes. Okay, well, hope this kind of helped a little bit. I know I've covered a lot of ground. If you have questions, let me know. Good day.